Okay, welcome to lesson 86, squares and square roots. Lesson 86 of numbers and operations. You can always pause these videos and go back and rewind them. Take the time to read through the objective and the vocabulary and some of the pictures that I put here for you. So what I want you to remember is when you have a multiplication table, and if you go back and remember what I told you in the welcome video, that this is one of the things you should have. Find yourself a multiplication table or make one on a spreadsheet up here in the top corner. You should have multiply or a star or something like that. So multiplication table will make a square. So how do we know a square? 5 boxes down, 5 boxes across, and this whole thing. So 2 times 2 make a square. 3 times 3 make a square. 4 times 4 makes a square. And perfect squares are special types of numbers where you just keep squaring a number. Or you just multiply the number by itself. And here you see another multiplication table with the diagonal drawn out for you. So 1 times 1 is 1. That's called 1 squared. 2 times 2 is 4. That's called 2 squared. 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared, 6 squared, 7 squared, all the way down to 10 squared. Now the squared multiplication table you should keep should go out to 20 or 30, at least 20. So now, some parts when you look at a square or a root, this is sometimes called the root of 81. Technically, because this 2 is here, it's called the square root of 81. If there was no 2 there, it would be assumed that this was a square root. And here you have your different parts of the radical or square root. All right, some rules. Okay, so find both roots of 324. So if you have a multiplication table, and all this lesson is going to require you is that you have a multiplication table. And you know that the both roots, 18 times 18 is 324. So you got 18, positive 18, and then negative 18. Why is negative 18 the same as 324? Negative 18 times negative 18 equals 324. That's just the math. That's how it works out. The negative times a negative becomes a positive. So the negatives will cancel out when you multiply them together. Example 2, simplify. So now we're going to simplify our square roots. And we're going to draw this over. This is the square root of 13 squared minus 12 squared plus 15. Let me change this to blue. Okay, so let's extend this. This is the square root of 13 squared. And what happens is that the square root cancels out with the exponent because they both have the same exponent. There's no 2 there, but I know that this is the square root. So we have 13 minus 12 squared, which is 144, plus 15. And so now how are we going to do this? The 13 has no sign. I know it's positive. And we know from our integers, and if you feel weak with integers, go back and watch those series of videos. Same signs add. So you got plus 28 minus 144, and different signs subtract. So we got negative 144 plus 28, and we subtract. 3, 4, 14 minus 8 is 6. 13 minus 2 is 11. Take the sign of a large number. So your answer is negative 116. And those were our 2 examples for today. Meet me at the end of the video for a recap. Okay, find both roots of 225. Well, looking on your multiplication table, you know that positive 15 is 1 and the negative 15 is a root of 225. The principal root is always positive. So now we're going to simplify. The square root of 64 is 8 and the square root of 9 is 3. So 8 plus 3 must be 11. And that concludes our lesson for today. Just simple things with square roots. We're going to go further into square roots because I think this is going to be a series. And so I will see you on the next video. Please like, subscribe, share with all your friends that I have a YouTube channel so that you can get some help. All right. Thank you. See you in the future.